make sure things are safe to eat. We just making sure it's properly thawed right now. You know what I'm saying? We can't cook this in the time that we want to have it done for our guests if it's not fully thawed out. Now, a lot of people don't understand that it takes a minute to thaw out a turkey, which me and my partner found out a little later, because, you know,
we had to go in speed motion.
I was used to auntie and grandma handling all this type of motion. But guess what? This is why On Da Chow is on Pudon, because we got another turkey ready to go.
Boom! Gotta have multiple turkeys when you're doing shit like this. You gotta make sure you're ready for whatever. We got some serious guests coming through today. We gotta make sure the shit is proper. Apreeschication episode.
Yeah, so we back on the chow. We getting this turkey ready for the Apreeschication Day. Myself, Mr. At.
What's up, what's up?
Make some noise. All right, so look, right now, we're going to clean this turkey out. It's properly thawed and everything. So now I'm going to gut this joint out and get to that. You see, I got gloves on, man, because as much I do not like digging in this turkey barehanded, man. I'm going to keep it. Take this out for me. And the science is this, man. You want to thaw your turkey out properly. Sometimes that can take 24 hours, depends on the weight of the turkey. This right here is a 25, all right?
Yep. Big boy.
Yeah, it's a 25 pounder. So what I like to do is, I like to fatten all that bone. I keep that on there, let that cook down. But I like to first season my turkey.
Greg Wolf's recipe right here. That's sacred right there.
Tablespoon oregano as well. Gives it a little flavor, but also too, it gives it that aroma. Because when people walk in the crib, you want them to smell like Apreeschication. Put a little flour in there. Rub it in. Every G should know how to cook, man, so you ain't got to depend on nobody. Now,
I got you, baby.
Factual, all right. Remember, you got your flour in it, so it's not, you don't have to worry about the stick. You kind of coated the bag with the flour. Boom. Yep. All right, hey. But see, this is what I do, man. This is what I do. This is what they do to me, man. Yo, come on, Chaz, we gotta... Listen, I've never seen somebody make a Thanksgiving dinner so quick. Now, the proof is gonna be in the pudding when everybody eats. You know what I'm saying? That's when we're gonna see what it is, man. You feel me? That's when we're gonna see exactly what's going down.
Woo! Push it to the limit tonight. We pushing it to the limit.
That's the turkey.
Woo!
Golden. Look at that. I don't even want. Look how golden that looks. Yeah, turn that thing. Hold on. Turn that thing around. See how golden? Stop playing with me. On the chow. Stop playing with me. A minute. Or we gonna get to that turkey. On the chow. You already know what it is.
Boom!
Boom. Look at that thing ready to burst. See. Ooh.
Oh shit.
Got some weight on it. Oh. Boom!
205. Oh, we up 208. 209. Okay. 208. Here we go.
You always good here because this is the thickest part of me.
Apreeschication.
So we finally got it done. We're right on time. We're about to serve it up. Apreeschication, On Da Chow.
Let's go.
We're about to put on the table with some of the most official, man. Wait till we go in here and y'all see who we got, man. Very, very racist. On Da Chow.
But yo, I just wanted to be known. Traz didn't need my help at all. I opened a couple things. That's about it. He kicked me out. He's like, nah, get out the way. I got this. Let me hold the wheel.
Nah, we got this. We got this. So, and we got a good episode coming up for y'all. We got this. It's always on the channel. That's how we do it. Tables, food for thought. Get ready. I hope you like it.
As you came around me, I don't know if it was during the show or after the show, whatever it is, but you know that I was a part of them, and you were doing some instigating type of situations, and the audience
I thought you didn't remember that.
was looking at me to see if I'm going to react, and I'm just doing just a little smile.
Yo, you remember that? Wow, I didn't think you remember that. You never brought that up before. That's crazy. Welcome to On Da Chow. I'm your host, Tragedy Khadafi, along with my co-host, Mr. A.
What up, what up?
Here it On Da Chow, the guest comes through and makes their signature dish just for you. Food for thought, real conversation. Y'all make sure y'all do the dishes On Da Chow. Let's go. Right about now, you want another episode of On Da Chow with myself, Trag, and Mr. A. But we got some real exclusive, official guests right now. We got Kool DJ, Red Alert. That's Unk right there. And we got STATIK SELEKTAH.
You know, let's clap it up.
Yeah, we clapping all that. We're gonna have Apreeschication, right? Thanksgiving, whatever you wanna call it, but it's Apreeschication. We're gonna have some food, and we're gonna get in some good dialogue and have some real talk. This is gonna be mean. Medellin, official.
I appreciate the meal, man. You put in work right here.
Light work, as comparison to what y'all do. So, On Da Chow, get ready. It's going down. Let's go. So, we back right now with On Da Chow. And we got Red Alert, we got STATIK SELEKTAH. Yo, this is green. This is greenberry right here.
But now, may I ask a question?
Yes, you can. Of course you
Now, I
can.
always know that you is a damn good artist, but I didn't know your art was like this too.
Okay,
This is a different type of art I see you got.
okay.
Huh?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, like most artists that I've noticed, they're not just good at one thing. Especially in hip hop, they have other passions,
That's true.
right? But like we come from that era where, you know, we went through the phases in the era of the 80s, 90s, or whatever. You actually was in the 70s. We're gonna get to that too. But you know, hip hop is mostly about being official, being real.
Of
This
course.
is kind of a different side of me. So maybe I should have came out with this before, but you know how it go. You know what I'm saying?
But it's a good side.
Yeah, gracious side.
Damn good side.
Gracious side. Man. What I first want to do is, right, I wanna it's gonna be a back and forth thing, but you alone, man, the first time I met you, I was probably like 13 years old, man. And you know, this is going, you know, in that era where there was a lot of Boro Beef. Let's be clear, there was a lot of Boro Beef. You know what I'm saying, right? And I loved you in the beginning. But then I gotta keep it greenberry. I was trying to be loyal. Damn. That's how you know it's not a lie. I was trying to be loyal to my side, right? You gotta
Okay.
understand that, right?
All right.
And you know where we at now is nothing but love. Make a long story longer. How did you feel during that whole time when the QueensBridge, Bronx thing was going on? I gotta ask you that.
You know what? Funny you say that because it extended from the radio. You know, rest in peace to Super Rock and Mr. Magic, the door
Rest in
opener
peace,
for
Magic,
people like
yes.
me to be where I'm
Myself
at.
too.
You know, and who he had was his affiliation of people from your borough, Queens.
Yes, sir.
Cause he's a Brooklyn cat. You know, he's a Brooklyn cat, but he had everybody under him from Queens. So when I see that they was making their bones, me, a lot of people don't know. Everybody would always look at me from the Bronx.
Manhattan though.
But I'm Harlem.
You Harlem, yeah.
I'm Harlem.
Talk about it.
So I made my bones DJing in the Bronx, being down with the cats in the Bronx. But when I got into radio, I was playing against cats from Queens, and it was a rivalry because, Magic always held it down on the radio. And then first person they had on board before me was my cousin, the original DJ Jazzy J.
Factual.
And then after a couple months he left and I came on.
Okay.
Magic, he was that voice that he was like an E.F. Hutton.
Yeah.
You talk, everybody listen.
That's right.
So he the one that started talking about me on the radio. Who's this guy down the dial with red hair? What they
Pause.
Yeah.
His mouth was spicy, pause.
Yeah. He was calling me all different names. He said, who's this guy? Who's Red Dirt?
Wow.
Woody Woodpecker?
Oh. Wow.
He was greasy at me. He was greasy.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, I was taking it on the chin because everybody knows I'm walking the streets. Yo, man, you getting dissed. I even came to the program director at the radio station. Yo, this guy dissed me. He started laughing.
You went at the program? Hold stop. You went at the program director?
Yeah, because I felt some kind of way as I got on the radio.
Tough. Go ahead.
So here it is. So I got to the program director at the station I worked at, 98.7 KISS. I said, yo, this guy down dissing me. He started laughing. Then I'm getting angry, because, yo, how you gonna laugh about it? He said, no, sit down. You have a right to be angry. But I'm going to tell you something. Same time that he's talking about you, he's advertising you.
Factual.
So I had to let that soak in for a little while, and then I learned to fall back. But then here it is. People, to my defense, would start making some promos for me going after Mr. Magic.
Now, would that be a man named...
Huh?
Who would that be first? Who did that first?
It was a couple of different that they did not really take off nowhere, but they took it upon themselves to make promos. It was one that big mouth. Sorry, Mr.
Right.
Magic.
I
forgot the name of the people that did that. And then later on I got involved with the Roxanne thing. Now,
when you say the Roxanne, just so people know, when you say the Roxanne thing, are you talking about the real Roxanne and Roxanne Shante?
Well, it started off with UTFO.
Factual.
Now, from what I learned...
Peace to Kango, too, man. We want him to get well. We want Kango to get well. Peace to Kango.
Hang in there, man.
That's right, factual.
Hang in there, my brother.
Go ahead, brother.
Here it is. From what I learned, that I took it upon myself to start playing Roxanne, which was the B-side. The A-side was Hanging Out.
That's right.
I started playing it. But from what they saying, that Magic and the King, they the ones that started off. And there was some issues. And they had problems with UTFO. So what they did, they went and go after a young lady under the behalf of Marley to make a record going after Shantae.
That's right.
So that stirred the whole thing up. Meanwhile, I'm at Russell Simmons' office, Russ Production.
And where was this at then?
That was when Russell had an office down 26th Street in Broadway.
Okay. This is before me, because when I went to his office, it was on West 4th.
Yeah, this was on 26th Street in Broadway.
All right.
So now when I went there, hanging out, meanwhile, who come walking in? Spider D and Sparky D.
Sparky D had the green eyes.
Yes. They both came in the office because Russell was managing Spider D. Here it is, he brought the young lady Sparky, which was his lady at the time, saying, we just finished doing this in the studio. They let Russell hear it. He said, yo, this is bad. Yo, we got to work on this. We got to go after this right now. And Sparky said, yeah, y'all going so fast. Y'all speeding. No. But I don't have a DJ. I stand and be right there. She said, you want to be my DJ? I said, okay.
Not to cut you. It's a lot of good stuff in here, man. That's another thing I was thinking about the other night, probably been yesterday, when I was talking to my partner and I was like, yo, when people don't show up, that make a lot of opportunities for dudes. Because I was telling him how Freddie Fox was supposed to show up to a session and Eric B. brung Rakim. And thus you have Eric B. for president. And then I was watching an interview on you on Red Bull. and you spoke on how, Bambaataa needed a DJ, but the person ain't show up,
Right.
and you got the alley-oop.
Right. So that's where it all came in. So here it is. I started DJing for her, and she made a record answer to Shantae. So now, once again, I'm already having a situation with Magic on radio, but now it's going to be coming
This
on
gonna make
wax.
it bigger.
Yeah, making it on wax. So that's when that went on.
Factual.
After that, about a year and a half later, here come my man, who I knew for a long time, rest in peace, Scott LaRock.
Rest in peace. Wow.
Me and him was always vibing back and forth. He was telling me how he want to get in. I'm hanging out in Latin Quarters.
Was he a social worker or something too?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
At a shelter.
That's ill,
Men's
man.
shelter.
That's ill.
So, but I knew him because we had, we used to play ball and everything, So, I saw him come to Latin Quarters Celebrity Night. That was a Tuesday. That's when the Awesome 2 used to have Celebrity Night. My man DJ Raul was the DJ.
DJ
Scott
Raul.
and a couple other guys that come walking in. He had, remember what they used to, them hard plates at the time before they was officially out. They called them acid tapes.
Acid tapes. That's right.
Yeah, a plate.
That's right. They were like the sample.
Right.
You can only scratch it a little bit and it'll get ruined.
Yeah.
They wasn't built for that.
They handed it to Raul. Raul go ahead, put it on. Instamatic, everybody just start going off. Now, he said before it finished, I got to play this from the beginning again. He played it, everybody went crazy. After that, he took the record and handed it to Scott. Scott handed it to me, he said, this is for you. A lot of people don't understand that was an answer to a song that was made before.
What was that song?
The song that was made before is called The Bridge.
Oh, hold on.
So you're talking about The Bridge is Over? Was
No.
the acetate?
No.
South Bronx.
South
Bronx.
Wow.
South Bronx was the answer to The Bridge. Because I heard that there was some, debates between each other and, they got tight. So they went ahead and made that.
Whoa.
So once again, I'm in the loop about this once again.
Every time you try to get out, they pull you in, right?
So when it came to the point, and I will say this, when it came to the point that, because one thing I can say, even though there was back and forth thing, but Marty made something good, I was playing it.
You was. I remember that.
One thing got nothing to do with the other. It may be rivals, but you're making some good music. I'm gonna play it.
I don't want to cut you. I want to add on because I'm gonna get into that too. Man, this turkey getting cold. We going into so much.
I'm sitting there looking at
Me too.
I was
gonna
say. Ask a question.
No, you right. You right.
And it's a wrong answer.
Nah, but it's the right answer.
Oh, okay.
It's the right answer coming from
I
you.
hear that.
Yo, we gonna come back, man. This is like the best food right here. Y'all gotta understand it's the best food. We gonna come back. We gonna cut this turkey. We gonna get things right, man. And I'm gonna give my brother a plate, and my brother a plate, like they give me plates, man. Food for thought, man. Y'all do the dishes. We'll be right back on the chow. This is On Da Chow. Myself, Trag. My co-host, Mr. At. We got Kool DJ Red Alert. Anyway you say the name, it's impeccable. We got Static Selectah, you know what I mean? Man of many hats, mastering the game at this point. Yo, we left off talking about the whole Queens, Bronx, I wouldn't say confliction, I would say odds. So, I gotta say this, Red, with coming from Harlem, but being like real, having a tight link with the Bronx, and the whole thing between the Queens and Bronx and all of that. I mean, you said you was playing the bridge and all that. Cause see now, I'm from the bridge, so that was a real deep time, man.
Yeah, but you know what? Something I skipped over that I should have mentioned. Even though there was a rivalry at the time during the Roxanne era, mainly it was more like Sparky and Shantae.
Okay.
You know, I know it all started from UTFO. And then there was a real Roxanne. Then they had so many other Roxanne records.
Yeah.
Well,
Yo, not to cut you. Yo, they probably had like 60 Roxanne records.
Man, so many.
He put me on to that one day. I didn't even know that. But yeah,
Mad Roxanne records.
People are probably looking at it just a way to get in the mix.
that's exactly what it was. You had to do. You had mad people in Florida with like pop-up labels. When I say pop-up labels, I'm talking about it was a label for a week.
Yeah.
And they made a record. They made 3 records, and one of the records was a Roxanne record.
Yep.
Okay.
So here it is. Between Sparky and I, along with Shantae, and it was like Shan that was DJing, but no, Marty busy at home producing on the radio. We was always on the road, and we was always together on the road doing shows.
Yeah.
So I remember that a couple times. My roommate was Fly Ty.
Your roommate?
Yup. My
Man, hold,
roommate.
stop. For the people that don't know, Fly Ty was the VP at Cold Chillin' Records.
VP before that, known as manager for within Magic along with Marley.
Roxanne.
And
Biz Markie.
the early stages of the Juice Crew.
Love
the
Fly
beginning
Ty.
stages.
Love Fly Ty. Yes, sir. So you were roommates with Fly Ty.
So that goes to show you that even though there was rivalry with us, but we was always together because when down there, we may be going at each other in the city, but when we out of town, we sticking together because we don't know whatever take place.
That's a fact.
You know? All that's out the window. We together.
That's right.
Whatever happens. So that's how it was. But now here it is when it came to within this thing between first Shan and along with Marty against Boogie Down Production. They included me in it. Here goes Shan made the answer to the bridge, which is called Kill That Noise.
Yeah, factual.
Here it is. They went ahead and did an answer to that. That was in the studio, not far from QueensBridge.
Power play.
Yes. And they called me to come to the studio and do one certain part that I was known for doing on the radio.
Yeah.
Here you go. And I did it off of one take, and that's where it all started. So it was always looking at, first it was the radio wars that started to the bridge wars.
Yeah.
But we never took it personal.
That's what I was gonna say. Not to cut you, only to add on. I think that's what gave us such a real strength and always kept it in hip hop, man. And I always say this, man. You come from a time where the DJ actually broke a record. It wasn't about getting the bag to play a record.
No.
It was about actually breaking a record. And
That was some gatekeeper. That was the gatekeepers. Like,
to keep it,
you were the true gatekeeper.
Factual. To keep it in circulation, that's when we bring it around to the homie, because he actually is into breaking records as well. STATIK Selectah, for all y'all don't know. And over the years I've been watching your whole motion. You always show up, no matter who it is. If you vibe with them, it could be a Nas.
I appreciate that. I actually don't consider myself like back in the early 2000s. I was on FM radio and I broke some records in Boston, and then. But ever since I've been in New York, I've been here for 18 years now.
I thought it was 16.
18.
You was in Brooklyn for 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't consider myself breaking records. I break artists. Like, my show on my Shade 45 show is the first place that Joey Badass was ever on the air. Action Bronson, Freddie Gibbs, Chance the Rapper, Griselda, Mac Miller.
Stop.
It goes on.
Stop right there.
The list
Stop right
is
there.
so
Stop right
long.
there. Stop right
On and
there.
on and on and on.
Stop right there. So, on your show, that was the first time for those artists you just mentioned.
Yeah, and then what happens from there is obviously we get in the studio, so I do records with all of them. But beyond that, it's the relationships that I help build, like introducing, rest in peace, Mac, but like having him link with Primo, or Q-Tip, or the same with Joey and a Q-Tip, or Joe,
So how do you feel you didn't break
or Action with Alchemist and all that. It's
But
like
I
all
don't
that.
get it though, son. You say you don't break. That's breaking.
Yeah,
the
but breaking
genre.
like he was taking records and making it where every DJ had to go buy that piece of vinyl because that's the song. I do a different way where like we're in different times now too.
Factual.
So if someone's on my show and we start doing, and say they get on my album or whoever's, it goes from that to them going to, it's like a spider effect, and they start.
So but not to cut you, but that's breaking records.
Yeah.
In his time.
It's more like an artist, but I hear what you mean.
Yeah. Okay. Carry on, Don.
Nah, because it's not always the big platinum gold records that are the ones that have the impact in the culture. And like, I take pride in who I've helped introduce to this and who I've kept. Like even back in the day when I first started, shout out my brother Freeway, man. He's such a great person and he's been through a lot this last year.
Peace to Freeway. Me and my partner was just with Freeway. Okay.
Someone like Free, right? When I started my first album in 2007, it was my first actual album. I was doing mixtapes since the 90s, but this was my first album. And I remember Freeway called me, and he's like, "Peace, I heard you working on an album." I didn't even know Free, and I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Who's this?" He's like, "Freeway." I'm like, "No." He said, "Free." I go, "Free who?" Because I'm like,
Yeah.
This dude at the time was G Unit, Rockefeller, all that.
Yeah.
And he's calling my phone like, "What can I do to be on it?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Who's producing it?" I'm like, "I am." And he's like, "Oh, all I know is just I appreciate what you do on the air with your mixtapes and all that." And that was a moment where I was like, damn, like this shit's really making the impact where there's not too many of us left that hold down that sound, especially for my generation. Like now I'm seeing, I want to see more of the younger cats doing it. But
Red was saying that too. You were saying that too in your Red Bull interview.
yeah.
Okay.
There's certain cats out there doing it, but it's like I still need that torch to get carried.
Yeah, you want the
'Cause
torch bearers.
I was trying to carry the torch from Premier and Alchemist and people like that, and now it's like as the generations change, it's like there's less and less people doing it.
Well, I got having Premiere as the opening on your first record is crazy,
that's the reason I
That's
started DJing.
That's just
You
so
said that.
fire.
You said that.
Having to introduce that's super dope.
And Red too. Like I had before I even started DJing, I had the Red Alert Presents mixtape where he's in front of the mic on the radio, and had
Wasn't you on the cover of that one?
Yeah,
he was on the cover. I remember that record.
It was a CD that was in every record.
I remember that.
This wasn't like a mixtape. It was a real CD manufactured.
I remember that record. Yeah.
And that was one of the tapes I had before I started DJing.
As you say that, sorry.
Yeah.
As you say that, because that came to my mind. I was like, yo, what if you were about? Why can't you and Red do the record out? Do something together.
I would love to, man.
I always learn to acknowledge the next set. If you want to keep this going, you got to reach out to the next set. Because if you cut it off,
You cut it off.
you're not trying to limit them because they're going to keep going. You limit yourself.
Yeah.
So, you open your arms to them
Absolutely.
and bring them in.
That's what you were saying on the Red Bull joint too. You was like, it's not about being selfish. Stop being selfish.
Yeah.
So you heard it first on the Chow. It might be a Red Alert. It's Static Selector record. That's gracious. I think that's about something.
Let's go.
Again, back to you, Static. I guess back to the table, really. But I remember when I first met you too, man. You was always official. We kind of met in a different place, but you was official, and Joey Badass was on the climb. And I ain't gonna lie, I felt him, but then it was that. What's that record? Devastated?
Yeah, that was.
Yo, son, that shit right there,
It's a big one, man.
that shit was hard body manicotti.
And even with him now, like working, I don't want to talk about his new album and all because it's like something that he's not presenting at this moment. But obviously, people know he's been working on it.
Yeah.
But that's something that like a label like he's on Columbia now, and they're like, "Where's the Devastated?" It's
Yeah.
like Joey don't want to do the next Devastated.
Yeah.
He wants to do
But
the
that-
first of this.
That's
Right,
what
right,
labels always want.
I
They
know,
always
I know.
want to.
That's the downfall of the majors.
Exactly. Not the downfall of majors because it is. But
It is creatively. I mean,
Exactly. But
when you
it's
get the right record though, you out of here. They know how to work it.
Movie companies do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like they want to do stuff that's already proven to be
They go to
successful.
indie directors and go, "We
They
want
keep
this," and
remaking
then it's
stuff
like,
that
"Nah,
already
on to
hit."
this.
because it's all business, and they don't necessarily care about the creativity. They don't necessarily care about that. But that's what made it in the first
At the
place.
end of the day, it's a business. I get it.
Factual,
And people
factual.
forget that too.
Like what Red was saying on the Red Bull, he was like, you know, you said it before, so I'm saying it again. We were saying how like the program directors say, don't go beyond the 90s. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Keep it in the 90s.
Right.
But to you, even me too, I ain't gonna hold you. That's not really, the 90s, like, when I hear the radio and they go old school, and they play Mobb Deep, I'm like, yo, where that's putting me in with Dinosaur? You feel what I'm going from? Like, that shit is just crazy, but it's
all about, I know that he can probably accept what I'm about to say. A DJ, per se, is a person that know how to bridge a little bit of everything, no matter whatever it is. If you make it sound complete for whatever you bring to the table, you're not gonna think in your mind, oh, it was this year, it was that year. You busy enjoying it and embracing it because it's how the way we program it and giving it to you.
Factual. Factual. Mm-hmm. Factual. So, Static, yeah, you a producer. You a DJ. I was like, yo, do this dude rhyme?
I've been known to late night in the studio.
I was gonna say, but
that's about it.
You got 16s in the pocket.
You got a marketing company.
Yeah, I kind of stepped away from that a long time ago, but we had a legendary shaman named Bedlam in Boston who still does his thing with it.
Yeah. We're
actually like nominated this year, award show for whatever. I stepped away from that when I moved to the city because it was like my focus is really on me and the label and the radio show and producing and all that. Plus, you know, it was so different back then. Like the street team budgets were crazy.
Yeah. Shout out to Renee McClain.
Yeah, shout out Renee. Chris Lighty.
Chris Lighty. Oh man, yeah.
I did all Violated street teams for years. Shout out to James.
Sincere Thompson. Frontline
so it's through the marketing company how you like kind of met a lot of the
some.
Yeah.
But nah, I was on the radio since I was 14 years old. So that was like
that was it.
How
that was
met, you know, Wu-Tang and Mobb Deep and just. But the marketing thing helped too, because you know, when we were doing Violator, it was like when 50 signed that time, because we were working Wanksta before he signed to.
Yeah.
Like I watched that whole, maybe like right around the same time, but we were working G Unit as a thing before he officially signed to Aftermath, Shady, and that moment in time, like that, I think that was the peak time for any street team marketing.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot of budget money floating.
But it wasn't even that. It was so much. The music was so much part of the actual streets. Like you couldn't go in a clothing store and not see a G-Unit mixtape, or go to the corner and not see poster boards and this and that. It was like part of it.
Yeah.
You don't feel that way when you go nowhere no more. Like you can't.
That's kind of like a graveyard. Like I was talking to somebody and I said, I remember there was a time where the streets kind of dictated hip hop.
Yeah.
And now it's like hip hop is dictating the streets, like totally opposite.
And there's so many other projects I worked where it was like, oh, you want this CD? And you tried to give away a CD, and someone would be like, you know, back then they were excited to have a CD in their hand.
If they see you with a CD, they ask you before you reach to give it to them.
If they found out we were giving out the G-Unit shit, the line would be around the block to the truck. Fact. Like we had the rap truck. There'd be a line around the block just for people to try to get it, something, a sticker, a poster.
That's a fact.
Like that to me was the ultimate era for the marketing thing. And after that it was like,
I gotta say this, man. When you talk about that, man, because I come like that's when I was like kind of at a certain level with things. That's when I was working on CNN. So I gotta give a shout out to Nelson Tabata.
Shout out to Nelson.
I gotta give a shout out to Gabi Acevedo. I gotta give a shout out to Eric Palmer. Yeah. I gotta shout these dudes out because we was lined up, but I had to do that again, bro.
Great times, man. But yeah, it's about the music, bro. It's all about the music. All the time, man. You doing a lot of work, man. How the fuck you be making all these beats, man? You got staff production? Absolutely not. I've never done that in my life. I had a couple cats that might have played keys or horns. A shout out to Brady Watt. He plays bass on a lot of my records.
Salute that.
But my whole, like, I got a folder with a lot of music in it, and I did every single drum. I did every sample chop. No one can ever say they did my drums.
Every time I'm gonna move over here a little bit. I'm still good. Every time I ask you for beats, you at least 75.
Yeah, I mean, I like it when people come through though. So it's like I don't really like sending out beats because then what happened? A year from now, you'd be like, "Yo, I did a joint on this," and then I'm like, "Bro, it already dropped on this person's project."
Because you didn't check in. Yeah.
Well, that's a question I had. Like, the majority of the records you've worked on, the list is crazy. The artists you've worked with, is most of those in the studio? A lot of those emails, like, is it a half and half?
75% of the studio.
Really?
Yeah.
What about the Future record?
The what?
Future. You ever work with Future?
Nah.
You never worked
Chainz.
with
Me and Two
Two
Chainz.
Chainz.
We have a
Two
whole
Chainz.
album.
What about Snoop? You work with Snoop?
I got one song with Snoop. We weren't in the studio though. He called me on the phone and he's like, "You just want a 16?" And I'm like, "Well, there's already other 2 16s on the song. I should have said, give me another one."
Yeah.
He sent it though. Shout out to Snoop. We got some stuff coming too.
So what's the 2 Chainz record? The Proposal?
No album. It's
that's
not out
the
yet.
album.
This is his last album on Def Jam. So
Wow.
yeah, it's
shit.
coming top of the
Shout
year.
out to Faith Newman too.
Shout out to Faith.
Well, Faith good people.
Yeah.
So
Faith got me and 2 Chainz and Joey. How crazy is that? All
Faith
three
is
of
like
us.
that. Faith is like that. She gave me my first job at Columbia.
Dope.
That's a good thing. So the marketing companies, that's a wrap. You ain't doing that no more.
Nah, just that's the show off.
Do you have
records
your
and
own
things.
artists though?
What?
Like artists like
Yeah, I mean, terminology's always been on the label.
I spoke to Term yesterday too.
Yeah, shout out to Easy Money who drops a lot of shit on Show Off, JFK. There's a whole crew, but it's like Rex dropped a lot of albums on Show Off, but now it's like we do a lot of collab albums. So if I do, like I just dropped a project with, like for example, because so many come out, like me and Bun B, when we do Trill Static, we're about to do part 2. That's
Bun B is my geyser.
That's on Show Off Records. Like when I do collab albums, whether it be, UFO Feeve or Action Bronson or whoever it is, it's on Show Off Records.
Dope.
know.
So y'all looking for artists too?
I mean, I'm always paying attention and looking, but I'm not.
It's not like just an
We're not
open
doing
land.
rehearsals.
You're not searching.
But I'm always listening. And,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I hear people that come on the show all the time. That
I think we could do a record.
we got. I mean, I told you were supposed to come last Friday, but that's a different.
No,
conversation.
you're right. You're right.
It's a different conversation.
You're right. You're right.
We here.
I was supposed to get a beat. You're right. You're right. Well, we can do a record though. I'm ready.
Word.
I'm ready. Actually, if you and Red was to do a record, I'd let him be a part of that.
No, I mean,
That'd be dope too.
let's get rid of talking shit on it. Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's Red can do his
You sure know how to pull me in there,
thing.
huh?
You see that, right? You see that, right?
He's like,
We gotta pull you in.
got an opportunity
Listen,
to talk
nah,
about shit.
we gotta pull you
Let's
in.
go.
Negotiator.
Let's go.
Gotta pull you in. You know why? Because, like you said, man, it's about not being selfish.
Man.
And it's about bridging the gap so that people respect the shoulders they stand on. You know what I'm saying? And I stand on your shoulders.
I
He
respect that.
stands on your shoulder too.
I got a question for both of you.
Holla at me.
What was the
boomerang.
year that? Because I was a kid, man. Like I had Criminal Minds was one of the first pieces of vinyl I ever had, but it was later. It was like the early '90s when I got it. What was the year that everything just seemed like it was back to normal after the whole QueensBridge Bronx thing? Like, was it? There had to be a time where it was like, all right, back to the regular schedule. Like, was there ever? I'm sure by now you like KRS-One, bro. There had to be a year where it was like, now we're allowed to kind of bump KRS-One because there had to be years where you weren't doing it.
Let me tell you
You
something.
saw the verses just happen, right?
There's
Let
still
me
static.
Let me say it. Because I was an active participant. When I look at it in retrospect, I didn't like KRS-One because I like KRS-One.
I feel like Nas is the same way. Like when we talk, he's like, KRS is one of my favorites ever. But as a kid, go ahead.
Because when KRS-One came out, my big bro, you gotta understand, this is my big bro. He made the bridge anthem. Like, that song made me proud to go somewhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? So obviously you want your big bro to be in a winner's position. The reason why I didn't like KRS-One, because he smashed my bro. Shan, I love you. I gotta keep it green. He smashed my bro, yo. But I had to say, yo, my bro is ill. You gotta be ill, you smashed my bro. That's the story I was gonna bring up.
All right.
The first time I went to a live KRS-One show, it was at Club USA.
I remember.
I'm sure you do. And he pulled up with the BDP crew, right? And I'm in the back, I'm a shorty. And I'm in the back like this. I got my bubble goose on, remember them? With the fur collar. I got the fila jumpsuit on, remember those? And I got the fila tennis joints on. I'm like this in the back. Wow, skinnier. And they like, go, hey, KRS-One out. Everybody going crazy. This is in Queens, mind you. So I'm like, yo, this dude got the audacity.
USA State Ring.
This is 10 blocks from Queensbridge.
How much longer after the bridge came over was this?
It wasn't too long. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you. But it wasn't too long. I'm a shorty. I was a shorty when he came out. I was a shorty when he came to Queens. Yo, bro. When they dropped that record, it went like this. And yo, when it dropped, I had a cup of ice in my hand. KRS One, I respect it. Nah, I respect it.
See where this is going.
You see where it's going? And I threw it at him. But you know what's crazy? I threw it at him and he dipped it. And kept going on with the record and he never missed the beat. And that made me.
He was probably expecting it too.
Made you even
I was mad, son. I was like,
He isn't stupid. He was going there like, someone's gonna do something when I play this record.
son, and that, like, when you ask that question, like, how long after? For a long while, it just was like, because you went at my flag. Like, that's my nation. My nation. And, you know, that was young me. But now, you know, I'm not going to say older, I'm more mature. And I see hip-hop for what it is. And it's not so tribal. Like, I'm not going to say, if a dude makes a record from Atlanta, I'm not going to say I don't like him because he's from Atlanta and I'm from Queens. Because it's about
But if
hip-hop.
he makes a record this in Queens, you're gonna feel a certain way.
You know what, now?
Still.
I'm going to shut up. Go ahead.
You know, from that night, and I remember because as you came around me, I don't know if it was during the show or after the show, whatever it is, but you know that I was a part of them, and you were doing some instigating type of situations, and the audience
I thought you didn't remember that.
was looking at me to see if I'm going to react, and all I'm just doing just a little smile.
Yo, you remember that? Wow, I didn't think you remember that. You never brought that up before. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like this big. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm just smiling because I know people are looking for something.
Instigating
But
situation.
meanwhile, I'm just going to give them what they're looking for. Well, I'm just allowing him to do. If he vent, he vent.
Yeah.
But I'm saying to myself, no, it can so many ways I can think of it. Is it for me to be a reaction to be in a trap because I'm in Queens? Or is it that, you know, he just feel like he got to find himself a victim?
Yeah. Factual. You smart. Factual. You remember that night?
Of course.
Never brought that up. How many years ago? I don't even tell my age right now. That was a long time ago. You sharp.
Yeah, but you know the answer without you think things fall back in place. It took a couple years. Now, when I think it started falling back in place, by the time when I left from Kiss to got Hot 97, there was a old school throwdown that Hot 97 gave that was in the theater section of Madison Square Garden. And it was the battles. First they had it like the Cold Crusher against Fantastic. And then they had a battle of me against Magic. And then it was supposed to be Marley.
That's crazy.
Shan and Chaos One.
How no one talked about that? They just did Fat Joe and Ja Rule there in the Locks and Dipset in the same
In
theater.
the same room, yeah.
Same room in the.
Yo, that's
no one
crazy.
mentioned
I didn't even
that.
peep
That's
that.
crazy.
That's a
That's
gem.
That's a gem.
That's a
That-
super
that
gem.
was
They
right
don't
there in
even
the
know that. I
theater
bet you they
section.
don't know
Probably
that.
don't.
I bet
In
you
the
don't know
theater. But at that time, we were so genuine with each other during that time. So even though what took place, we were still amongst each other and we was genuine. And I think what really capped it off was that Sprite commercial.
The Spice commercial. In the ring. Go ahead, talk. Let me shut up. Go ahead.
And here it is. That's when I'll never forget. It took 24 hours that whole entire day to do a minute and a 30-second commercial.
Wow.
That's like 95 though, right? It's later. It's
It's later.
Yeah, later on. But it's just the point that you see how it had emerged from there to there, you know? And that was Shan, Chris, me, and Magic.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Gotta say that. Yo, listen, you watching On Da Chow right now. We got Cool DJ Red Alert. You know what I'm saying? We got Static Selector. We got two icons in the house, whether you recognize it or not. I want you to recognize that right now. Myself, Chad, my partner, Mr. At, On Da Chow. We gonna come right back and we gonna get back into this food, man. we are back with On Da Chow, like we never left. How was the food?
I gotta give it to you, man. I'm not exaggerating at all. One of the best Thanksgiving dinners I ever had.
Whoa.
Yeah, straight up.
That's what's up.
Right. How was the food, bro?
I'd like to thank you for a block party. I feel quite at home.
That's what's up.
Right part of the family.
That's what's up. Always been. Usually on Da Chow, and the premise of the show is that the guest comes on and makes their favorite dish. But this is not a little different, excuse me. It's a lot different. Very unique. We switched the aura up, switched the whole tone up or whatever, and I cook for y'all.
Nice.
It's the least I could do.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? The least
That's not payola, right?
Yo, you know what's funny? Yo, that's why that's the
That
that's
word
a good
got
question.
nothing to do with this conversation.
Speaking
I've
of
never heard that word before.
That's why you up. Because, you know, in my mind, I was going to say something, too. On the remix, I was going to say, yo, so maybe I'll get like 5 more beats and maybe I'll get some radio, but it's not payola. I didn't say it. I thought it. There's nothing wrong with thinking it. There's nothing wrong with thinking it. But I didn't say it. Nah, that's not payola.
I didn't know it was past due, and that's what
You
I
know what
was
it is?
asking.
It's appreciation. That's what it is. It's appreciation.
Hip hop style.
Gotcha. The only style I know.
There you go.
Only style I know.
All right.
We back. Man, a lot going on. Static, Red. We spoke about bridging the gaps. We spoke about a lot of pivotal things that happen in hip hop and in culture. And I gotta say this is one of the reasons why we wanted to bring both of y'all on the show at the same time. Which I gotta say, nobody had a problem with. Cause you know, you get dudes like, yo, why you?
This is an honor in itself, bro. For like, this is, you know, I'm never like, bro. To this day, like this hip hop shit is like, I became friends with all my superheroes, bro. It's like growing up and reading comic books, and all of a sudden you're hanging out with Batman and Superman and Spider-Man, and
amazing.
that's really what it is to me. So I
That's
really,
amazing.
it's love, bro.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
You know, this is what I always learned. And I have to say this because, you know, my first love before I got into music was basketball.
That's when you had the afro. You was mad skinny, and that's what Mitch Green shot in front of you for the books.
Yeah. My first day coming into high school, you know, that was
What high school was that?
I went to DeWitt Clinton High School. At the time, it was all boys during the gang era.
So you had the Tomahawks, you had the black spades.
You had the spades, you had the skulls, the nomads, the javelins, the bachelors, the 7 Crown Immortals.
Damn.
I mean, we had
7 Crown Immortals?
You know, man, you gotta look at it this way. You know, that high school consists of 3,000 all boys.
That shit sound like
And
jail.
it's like a dozen different gangs in
That
there.
shit sound like Rikers Island.
You know, and of all people I ran into the first day was Mitch Green.
I got a Mitch Green story real quick.
Yeah.
I didn't realize aside from hip hop, how much we had in common.
This
The
shit
first
is wild.
the first time I met Mitch Green, yo, he yoked me up, yo. I went to the Lennox Lounge with my man Wayno from uptown. Peace to Wayno. He's like, yo, it's my man Mitch Green, and I ain't gonna lie, I was drinking, and you know how sometimes you think I was actually excited to meet Mitch Green, and you know sometimes when you're overly excited, I was young. You're overly excited, you don't always think about what you're gonna say. And I was like, yo, how did it feel when Mike Tyson broke your jaw? that wasn't it verbatim, but it was something along the lines, hey, yo, your mans grabbed me up, one hand. He had a long, and it was summer, and he had a long ass leather trench on, son. Don't fucking talk crazy to a dude with a leather trench on in August. He had a long ass leather trench on, grabbed me up by the collar. It was like, yo, and pushed me up against the wall. I ain't fronting. And I was like, oh shit, you know, there's females in there, everybody looking, you know what I'm saying? And he's talking, and you know, Mitch he looks like the Predator, the movie Predator. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, his eye was kind of like, one eye was kind of shut. He had a toothpick in his mouth. He had like 50 chains on, little tiny ones. He was like, yo, what the fuck? And I was like, oh shit, yo, he gonna fuck me. When somebody grabs you and they shake your whole body, you kind of get an idea what type of strength they're dealing with. And I was like, yo, man, I was like, I put my hand in my...
My first year in there, he was known as Blood. That was his
That was his
nickname.
name?
Yeah, Blood. They call him Blood. And he was the leader of the Black Pearls.
Wow.
And, you know, my first time coming in, so I'm not coming in, I'm not going with some papers, books, something like off the desk.
You said book, yeah.
And we sitting there, he said, yo, pick that up. I kept going.
You ain't pick it up?
I ain't pick it
You
up.
was tough. You was tough.
Yo, you going to an all-boys school, you gotta learn how to go ahead, you know, they trying to see where you coming from.
It's literally prison. That shit is like the
This
same
is the
time.
floor building. Try
You
you.
know, I'm coming from Harlem, I'm coming from the Bronx, you know, it's a whole different dimension, so, you know, here it is, I kept going. He said, hey, yo, man, pick up books. I kept going. He said, yo, man, you heard what I said? I turned around, grabbed between my legs and said, yo, suck my dick.
Whoa!
Yo.
This is On Da Chow, bro. This is On Da Chow, bro.
Here it is. I'm not knowing how big this guy was. All I know, I saw somebody sitting back until he got up, and I look at it, I'm like, oh, shit.
Shit's a little shaky now, yeah.
At that time, remember, in some of them schools, I don't know what it is like today, but in some of the schools had 2 doors to a classroom.
One on this side, one on that side of the back, yeah.
Right. So I came in one side, which was from the back. He was coming up. I got out the front, but on my way going out, I was picking up everything. The eraser,
Yeah.
the teachers, the teachers, because you know all the desks was like, you know, the folding chair. The only chair that was by itself was to do everything.
Wow.
Until we caught up again. By that time, everybody from my way, they was saw what happened, and then he saw me again. I broke away from them. Now I'm getting ready to go to a garbage pail, and they're like, yo. He said, no. Yo, who is he? He said, yo, who are you? He said, well, my name is Red. What? He said, man, I like you. He said, why? You got a lot of heart.
That's what's up.
And we got cool.
That's what's up.
You know? But when it came to the time, I know I'm going far back now. This was, like I said, my first year in high school.
Uh-huh.
This was the year that the Pittsburgh Pirates was in the World Series. Rest in peace, Roberto Clemente.
All right.
So I'm giving away how far back I am.
How old are you, right?
Huh? This year I'll be 65.
Yo, hold on. Stop right here. Red alert! We here, it's your
65.
anniversary.
Huh?
Was this your anniversary now?
Well, you know, this year marked my 45 years of DJing.
Yo, you been DJing 45 years?
Started in 76.
I was 5, bro.
And last month in October, make 38 years of radio.
Wow. One more time. That's amazingly gracious. Carry on, Don.
So here it is. When it was the World Series, we was betting against teams. He bet along for Pittsburgh, bet along for that. Over $20.
That was cash then. That was cash.
Yeah. Here it is. He said, yo, where's my $20? I came out my mouth. Yo, suck my dick. He said, I ain't going for that. Suck my dick no more. I took the $20, threw it on the ground and ran.
Take that 20.
I took that $20, I threw it right there and I ran.
Yo.
But we was good.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
But what I was about to say, extending from that when I took time to look at in basketball class, I was known for playing ball. When you look at today, when I look at if a LeBron James can sit down with a Bill Russell and have a conversation and converse upon what they are part of, why we can't have that in this culture?
I think, not the culture only add on. I think we're having that in a sense, to a degree right now, and this is why I wanted to bring.
And not just certain people,
Y'all
a little
together.
bit of everybody, all joined together, no matter what. Because I learned that when I was extending myself to be to other different generations, I had to hear from both sides. Why are you with them? Why are you with them? I'm like, yo, don't.
But Joe, you
That's
gotta
just
show
limited.
them that. You gotta show them too. You gotta show them that.
Yeah, I'm like, what's the reason for that? You know, so that's all I have to say on my behalf.
I think, Joe, a lot more. I want to say this with bringing you and Static here. Like to me, I'm sure the act, it means a lot because that represents that. You know what I mean? And you got a part of me. I get a little excited for things like this because I came up under you. You know what I mean? And I watch the transitions of music, the different eras, the different approaches, you know, and, you know, I've been privileged to watch your journey and be in the presence of your journey. And it's amazing to me how even with a lot of money being involved and a lot of favoritism being involved, y'all, both of y'all, are like two of the dudes who really, from what I see, keep it authentic in Greenberry. Like, and I'm not just saying that. Like, I will fuck with you on the beats or whatever because you make dope beats. But I actually fuck with you like that because, like, I look at how you had a Ransom, and Ransom was on fire, but then he got a little cool because of the bid, and you picked it right up. Actually, I think you kind of picked it up before he even came home.
And I picked it up right when he got home. It was right
And I look at things like that. Like, I pay attention, you know what I'm saying? I look at things like
and
that.
now look at him now. He's on his third wave and he's killing it. I'm proud of Ransom.
He was killing it before.
Yeah, no, he was always dope. But now it's like I feel like he found his niche. It's like The Proposal. I love that album. But even after that, he kind of got disheartened by the whole thing. He got discouraged. And he's like, fuck this, I'm going to be an exec, or I'm going to A&R this or that. And he kind of fell back from rhyming from 2013.
I know what that's like.
Like 2014 till
like.
about last year. And now everybody's watching him now, and I love it. I'm happy for him. We got some new shit we got a lot of crazy shit coming.
I see it. I want to say peace to Ransom.
Yeah, shout out to him.
You owe me a verse, son. He's fire.
Yeah,
so
man.
straight like that. When I first heard him, he's fire. I heard him when he was with Desert Storm and all that. He's moved on, you know, started making his own lane and building his own legacy, and that's important. I want to ask this before we wrap up, man. What's next for Red Alert?
You know, there's things I'm extending for myself to have coming on. Tell you the God's truth, I don't like to speak on certain things because it may not.
In due time.
But you know, there's things going into the new year of 2021. 2022.
Oh,
yes.
shit.
I'm sorry, 2022. I'm glad. See, that's when you youth go ahead and lead.
I mean,
you
2020 was kind of left out of history because how fucked up it was.
I didn't go to school. I went by the school.
You
in
shot.
2022,
He front.
here it is. I'm getting ready to do some new presentation with some different situations that have coming forth.
Yes, sir.
Meanwhile, what you see I have on is I'll continue on with this line.
What is that?
This is called Prop Master Retro.
Okay.
Of course, you know, everybody know I have the nickname Prop Master.
You did, that's right. It's a factory.
Prop Master Retro, where I say we give you hip hop material.
Okay.
So this line I've been having for the past couple years.
So you got Prop Master?
Yeah, You know, big up to my partner Mook.
All right.
You know, watch him, my younger one, that he's an artist, you know, excel into his own. You met him one time before.
Yes, I did.
You know, and of course my older one, he also, as being an entrepreneur, and dabbling in a couple of things. So, you know,
yes, sir.
Still doing the dad thing, but, you know, laying back to watch them develop into their own.
That's right.
But still going to continue on to play because I'm not stopping. I still have a passion for what I do.
I hope you never stop.
No. To me, a DJ is like a musician. You know, we bring the music to you.
That's right. That's
You know?
right. I'm gonna say this, not to cut you. Yo, like whatever you do, we're in full support of you. You know what I'm saying? Holla, boomerang at us. We're in full support of you, man. Like, on any level. Like just not even for me. Like I was telling my partner, I said, yo, man, I love that dude outside of music, man. I seen that dude. You know what I'm saying? And he helped me, and I love him for that. You know what I'm saying?
Respect.
I got a lot of love for you, respectfully. Static.
I just want to say it's a different kind of pioneer because you're the first. You, Flash, a small handful of people that can still walk in a room and change the temperature because it's like, oh shit, there he is. Mm-hmm. Not everybody from your era can do that. Very few of them can do that.
Respect.
So the fact that they walk in and that's like, we've never seen that because hip hop never been this old. You know, like we've seen the rock and roll guys get old and certain ones get praised, certain ones don't. But we've never seen hip hop get to this age ever.
How does that feel?
You're literally you might not have been the first DJ or the first this, the first that, but now you're going to be one of the first ones to make it that longevity in the game. That's crazy.
Give a combo for that.
Still rocking.
Respect on that. Appreciate that, man.
What's next? What's next for Static Selector, man?
I just signed for my next album with Mass Appeal. Shout out to Nas, and it's Mass Appeal Rock Nation. So shout out to Rock Nation on the management side, but just.
So that's Jay-Z and Nas.
Yeah, it's dope, man. And then but then I got Shade 40, Shade 45 every Thursday night too. So technically, it's J, Nas, and M. That's like salute to the greats.
Right there.
That's moguling up. That's moguling up.
Yeah, but
you ever did Drink Champs?
I was on the first. Me and Nori, like, anytime you guys know, he says original Drink Champ. Because we were yelling that at parties before he even started the podcast. Yeah. I've been on Drink Champs probably 10 times. But it's been like as family. So
yeah.
I put, I talk and I put my little ones and twos in, but it's like, I got to finally do the Drink Champs episode where it's like me and like,
Yeah, it's
whoever.
the one-on-one.
I might have to do it with like either Joey, that'd be a good one actually. Either Joey or like 2 Chainz.
Okay.
Because that's what the answer to what you asked is the next project I got coming with 2 Chainz.
Exactly.
And
What's
then,
the title of that album?
I can't do any of that yet, but it's coming, and the album's been a thing for years now. But now we went out to like the craziest studio in the world and finished it up. So I'm really, this is my go to the Grammys album. Like this is like the features are insane. The records are just. I'm really excited about it. I know Chainz has talked about it extensively, but people really don't know what to expect till they hear it. And then, like I said, my next album, I got all kinds of collabo albums with Smoke DZA, Nems, Joey Badass new album.
Fuck your life.
Fuck your life.
Fuck your life.
Yo,
fuck your lunch.
I want to say this, man. I want to thank you for coming up, both of y'all, man. Y'all both mean a lot to the culture. And I'm not just saying that. That's not just a remix right there. Y'all mean a lot to the culture. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Do not stop.
Thanks to you, man, for doing all this, man. It's like, I mean, Trag, and you already know, but people got to give you flowers too, bro.
This is a bouquet right here.
Nah,
this is a bouquet.
History. Forget about giving flowers. From now on, we got to give out turkeys because he's changing the game, man. We got.
That's how we do it.
Artifact, salute that. That was Karate Chop. Yo, everything's gracious. I want to thank y'all for coming up.
Respect.
I'm gonna keep thanking y'all for coming up after this.
Good.
And let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it going.
If you see this and Trag and I still haven't done a record, it's his fault.
Whoa.
By the way, we do have one record already. It's with Capone Noriega on Lessons.
See,
you didn't rap on it though, so don't.
I
count.
sung on it.
Yeah, that's different too.
I sung on the hook.
He
You
sung
be
on it.
singing?
Yeah, but
singing?
that don't count for the. We're supposed to have that grimy. We're gonna make some grimy shit.
Yo, me and you make some grimy shit?
go.
Hey, salute that.
Everything
Bang. We gonna make a grimy joint. Look.
Red.
We gonna
make
Red. We gonna make a grimy joint. And we gonna make a grimy joint. And Red gotta do the intro.
I need him to talk his shit.
Hey, yo, wait. You cook, you sing. What else you gonna do?
Yo, what else I'm gonna do? I wanna get a bouquet. I wanna get Apreeschication. On the chat, let's keep it moving.